All right, so today we're diving into this really fascinating world of photobiomodulation.
Yeah.
Using light to heal.
Very cool stuff.
It is cool stuff.
Yeah.
And we got a ton of info from you guys about MedWave Group.
All right.
And it seems like a lot of you are interested in how their therapies can help with arthritis and inflammation.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Big problem.
I think a huge problem.
Yeah.
Osteoarthritis.
Great.
Rheumatoid arthritis affect millions of people.
Huge.
Causing pain, stiffness.
Yeah.
Reduced mobility.
Yep.
So could these light-based therapies be a solution?
Well, let's see what the science says.
Let's dive in.
All right.
So first off, I think it's important to differentiate between osteoarthritis, the wear and tear kind.
The wear and tear kind, yep.
And rheumatoid arthritis, which is an autoimmune disease.
Yeah, that's the one where your immune system is attacking your joints.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Two different roads to the same destination.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Of joint damage.
Yep.
And just to be clear, throughout this deep dive, we're going to be using the scientific term.
Got it.
Photobiomodulation.
Makes sense.
Or PBM.
Yeah. We'll stick with PBM.
Instead of any brand names.
Okay.
So think of PBM as delivering specific wavelengths of light, often red and near infrared, to actually stimulate changes at the cellular level.
Yeah. I mean, it's really amazing what light can do.
It is.
It really is.
Now, how does light actually heal?
Whoa.
This is where I think it gets really cool.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
It starts with the mitochondria.
Okay.
The powerhouses of the cells.
Yeah, those little energy factories.
Exactly.
Inside every cell.
Yeah, so PBM is thought to act on a molecule.
Right.
Called cytochrome C oxidase.
Yeah, big word.
Yeah, we're getting into the science here.
That's all right, we can handle it.
Which is essential for energy production.
Yeah, it's a key player in the electron transport chain.
Okay.
Which is how our cells make ATP.
And ATP, that's like the energy currency of our cells.
That's the stuff that makes everything go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like giving those cells a recharge.
Yeah, like plugging them into a power source.
Yeah.
And it's not just about heat. I mean, PBM triggers all these biological responses at the cellular level.
Not just heating up the area.
No, it's way more complex than that.
Right.
Like one really interesting effect is the release of nitric oxide.
Now, why is nitric oxide so important?
Well, nitric oxide is kind of like a traffic cop for your blood vessels.
Okay.
It helps them widen, which improves circulation.
So more blood flow.
More blood flow, yeah.
More oxygen.
More oxygen.
Nutrients can reach those damaged areas.
Exactly. It's like clearing a path for those healing factors.
So it's like rush hour, but for like the good stuff.
Exactly, yeah. Like creating an express lane for healing.
Now let's talk about inflammation. We know it's a key part of arthritis.
Oh, absolutely. Inflammation is a major player in arthritis.
So you've got all these cells involved in this inflammatory response.
Right.
Macrophages, polymorphonuclear cells, or PMNs.
Right. Those are the first responders.
And PBM has actually been shown to regulate these cells.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It is.
Like it can actually calm down the inflammatory response.
So it's like turning down the volume on the bad guys.
Yeah, and turning up the volume on the good guys.
Right.
It's all about restoring balance.
What kind of research backs this up?
Well, there's a lot of promising research coming out of animal studies. They induce arthritis in mice.
Okay.
And then they apply PBM.
Got it.
And what they're seeing is pretty remarkable.
What are they seeing?
Reduced joint swelling.
Okay.
Cartilage protection.
Wow.
And lower levels of those inflammatory markers we talked about.
In the joint fluid.
Yeah, exactly. In the actual joint itself.
So it's not just pain relief.
No, it seems to be actually influencing the disease process.
So we're seeing positive results in mice.
Yeah, a lot of promising data. What about humans?
Well, the good news is that clinical trials are underway.
Okay.
And many have shown that PBM can be effective for both knee osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis.
So how do researchers measure the effectiveness of PBM in humans?
Well, they use a combination of methods, patient questionnaires, to assess pain levels.
Got it.
There's a scale called the VAS scale.
VAS?
Yeah, it stands for Visual Analog Scale.
Okay.
And then they also use objective measures.
Okay.
Like x-rays to look at the joint space.
So they're looking at both the subjective experience of the patient and then the objective changes that are happening.
Exactly. Getting a complete picture.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It's important to consider both sides.
So now let's move on to the specifics of MedWave's technology.
Right. Let's dive into that.
Because that's what a lot of you guys are interested in.
Absolutely.
And we'll talk about that more in part 2 of this deep dive.
Sounds good.
So stay tuned. All right. So PBM, it's showing a lot of promise, and you're interested in learning more about MedWave's approach.
Yeah, and specifically their use of 635 nanometer and 810 nanometer wavelengths.
Right. So MedWave, they use something called narrow light technology.
Okay.
And it uses both of those wavelengths.
And what's really interesting is how they penetrate.
Yeah.
To different depths.
Yeah, they each target different aspects of arthritis.
Okay, so we're talking red light at 635 and then near infrared light at 81010.
Right.
So what's the difference in how they actually work?
Well, the 635 nanometer red light, that's really good at addressing inflammation that's closer to the surface. Oh, yeah. You can kind of think of it as like a first responder, targeting those inflammatory cells right there at the site of the pain.
So if you have a swollen tender joint, 635 is maybe your best friend.
Exactly. It helps to calm down that initial inflammatory response, which can bring some much needed relief.
Okay, so then we have the 810.
Right.
Near infrared.
Right. Near infrared penetrates deeper.
It penetrates deeper.
Yep.
So what is it doing down there?
This is where it gets really exciting.
Okay.
The 810 goes beyond just addressing inflammation.
Okay.
It can actually promote healing at a deeper level.
Okay.
It can even stimulate cellular processes in the cartilage.
So you're saying it can help repair damaged cartilage?
That's what the research is suggesting, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, remember we talked about PBM boosting ATP production in the mitochondria?
Yeah.
Well, that increased energy is crucial for cell repair and regeneration.
So you're giving those cartilage cells an energy boost.
Yeah, exactly.
To rebuild and recover.
That's the idea.
Wow.
And by combining both wavelengths, MedWave's therapy can address both the immediate symptoms and the long-term health of the joint.
So it's like a 1-2 punch.
Exactly.
635 calms the inflammation.
Yep.
810 supports the healing.
That's a good way to put it.
Now, we've talked a lot about how it works on this cellular level, but what does that actually look like when it comes to treating people?
Sure.
Can you tell me more about those clinical trials?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, clinical trials are ongoing, and many have shown really encouraging results.
Okay.
Researchers are finding that PBM can improve pain stiffness and function.
In both?
In both osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're even seeing these improvements in people who haven't responded well to other treatments.
Okay, that is exciting.
It is. It's very exciting.
What kind of people are participating in these trials?
Well, the trials have included people with all sorts of different types and severities of arthritis.
Okay.
So, osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. Some people have mild symptoms, others have more severe disease, So it really helps researchers understand how PBM might work for a wide range of individuals.
So what are some of the specific benefits people have experienced in these trials?
Well, a lot of participants have reported significant reductions in pain, which, allows them to move more freely and enjoy a better quality of life.
That's great.
Yeah, it is.
They're also reporting less stiffness.
Right.
Improved joint function.
Yep.
So they can do everyday activities more easily.
Exactly. That's huge.
It is. And importantly, these benefits have often been achieved without the side effects that can come with traditional medications.
So people are seeing real, tangible improvements.
Yeah. I mean, they're able to get back to doing the things they love.
And these aren't just subjective reports.
Right.
Researchers are using those objective measures like X-rays.
Yeah, to track the changes in the joints.
To make sure that it's actually happening.
Exactly. And some studies have shown that PBM can even lead to improvements in joint structure.
That's incredible.
It is. It's pretty remarkable.
To think about harnessing the power of light to heal.
Yeah.
Without those side effects.
It's really an amazing field.
It is.
And, more research is always needed.
Of course.
But the results so far are really promising.
Suggesting that light-based therapies like MedWave's narrow light technology could really transform how we approach arthritis treatment.
This is truly groundbreaking stuff.
It is. It's very exciting.
It makes you wonder what other possibilities might exist.
Right.
Within the realm of light-based therapies.
Who knows what the future holds?
But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's circle back and highlight some of the key takeaways for our listeners.
Yeah, let's distill what we've learned about PBM and its potential for treating arthritis.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
In our deep dive into photobiomodulation for arthritis.
A lot of exciting stuff.
It is exciting stuff.
Yeah.
So let's recap what we've learned.
Okay, sounds good.
About this potentially revolutionary approach.
All right.
So main takeaway, PBM uses specific wavelengths of light.
Right.
In MedWave's case, 635 and 810 nanometers to stimulate healing at the cellular level.
It's all about working from the inside out.
And we talked about it's not just masking the pain.
Right.
It's about tackling that underlying inflammation.
Exactly.
Yep.
Gotta address the root cause.
That's driving the arthritis.
Yeah, inflammation is the culprit.
So we talked about how PBM works by acting on the mitochondria.
Right, those little powerhouses.
Tiny powerhouses in our cells.
The energy factories.
To boost ATP production.
Yeah, that's key.
Which is essentially the energy currency for our cells.
That's what keeps everything running.
So it's giving those cells the extra energy they need.
Like a jump start.
To repair and regenerate themselves.
Exactly, giving them the fuel they need to heal.
And remember nitric oxide.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
PBM triggers the release of nitric oxide.
Right.
Which improves blood flow.
Blood flow, more healing.
Bringing more oxygen.
Yeah, all those good nutrients.
And vital nutrients to those damaged joints.
It's like opening up the floodgates.
It is. It's like, rush hour, but for all the good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Create an express lane for healing.
We also discussed how research has shown that PBM can reduce swelling, protect cartilage, and decrease those inflammatory markers in the joint fluid.
Yeah, those are all really positive signs.
And while research is ongoing,
right,
many clinical trials have shown PBM to be effective.
Yeah, it's really encouraging.
In improving pain, stiffness, and function in both osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis.
So it seems to be working across the board.
The science is definitely compelling.
It is.
It paints a hopeful picture for the future.
Yeah.
Where light becomes a standard tool in the fight against arthritis.
And not just any light, right?
Right.
Specific wavelengths, specific dosages.
This is where MedWave's narrow light technology comes in.
Exactly. They've really honed in on those key wavelengths.
Utilizing the power of 635 and 810 nanometer wavelengths.
The dynamic duo.
They're
working together.
To address both the symptoms and the underlying causes of arthritis.
Yeah, a two-pronged approach.
So the 635 red light targets that surface-level inflammation, while the 810 near-infrared light penetrates deeper to promote healing and even stimulate cartilage repair.
It's pretty amazing what light can do.
It is. It really is.
Imagine a future where people can find relief.
Yeah.
And potentially even heal without solely relying on medications.
And all the potential side effects.
Exactly. That's the goal, right?
That's a future worth striving for.
It is.
And with continued research and innovation, it seems like it's within our grasp.
I think so too.
This has been a truly fascinating deep dive.
It has.
I've learned a lot.
Me too.
And I hope you have too listening.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
If you're dealing with the challenges of arthritis,
right,
this is definitely something worth exploring further.
Absolutely.
Talk to your doctor about whether light-based therapies might be right for you.
Good advice.
Knowledge is power.
It is.
And understanding these advancements empowers you to make informed decisions about your health and well-being.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of photobiomodulation and its potential to transform the way we treat arthritis.
It's been a pleasure.